Sup nerds, today we have Blue Hybrid versus Hunters. I won the die roll, so I'm hatch my Koromon, Evo into Madoki Betamon, play Mental Training for 2. I add the Syakomon. Solar hatches. Evo's into Gumdramon. Then crosses Dumbimon for 3. Searches top 3, does get to play the Toguru for free. Seems good. I promote. Play Tommy, strip his source, and draw a card from Koromon. And then he goes to 3 from his memory setter. He promotes. Swings Security. Dies. Gets to save both. Seems good. Then he activates Toguru. Taps Tuxosaurus to reduce Evo cost by 1. Triggers Dumbimon. Searches top 3. Misses this time. Let's go. And then Evo's into Omnishout for 3 and blows up my Madoki. I hatch. Evo into Sakumon. Then play Sorenjo, give him his 3. And he hatches. Evo's into Psychmon. Swing Security 7k, 2 checks, draws 2 cards, checks Davis on the first one. I add the Kumamon. And then second check, another Davis. Get some more Scourges. I add the Zudomon. And then plays Watchmaker for 3. Scourges. Decisions. Alright. And Solar adds Dracmon to his hand. I'm pretty surprised by that. I would have assumed he would add Superior Mode or Quartzmon. And then plays U for 3. I promote my Syakomon. So I Evo into Kumamon for 2, strip bottom source, draw 1 from my Koromon. Pop Mental, Evo into Zudo for 1, strip bottom 2 sources. Swing over him for 8k. Then Evo into Mirage for 4, bounce the top card of his security to his hand. And then gain 2 memory, then he goes to 3 from Toguru. I believe that was a mistake. I should not have Evo'd into Mirage. I should have done something else. Probably just play the Tommy or another Tamer. So he, beginning of main phase, activates U, tucks the source to gain a memory. And he activates Toguru and U to tuck sources, but cannot reduce because Syako's on the field. So Evo's into King version for 2. King version effect plays Taiki for free. And then Evo's into Superior Mode for 4. And this is why I should not have Evo'd on top of my Zudo, because Ace Overflow triggers, I lose 3 memory. So swings 12k at security, pops my Syakomon, survives. Yeah, if I hadn't Evo'd, that wouldn't have passed turn, so it feels kind of bad. So he crosses King version, plays Takikudo, and then triggers Arrestigemon's end of turn effect to attack again. I hatch Evo into Syakomon. At this point, I'm in a pretty bad spot. So Evo into Korikaku for 2. Pop Mental Training, Evo into Zudo for 1. Strip the bottom source of King version and the Omnishout version from the Superior Mode. Bounce the King version back to hand. Evo and Mirage for 4. Bounce Superior Mode back to hand. And then gain 1 memory back. He only has 7 cards in hand. Alright, so he hatches. Alright, triggers Taiki to tuck 1 draw. And now my Mirage is going to trigger. So before his second Taiki can trigger, ask him how many cards he has. He has 8, so I gain 2 memory. And then he triggers another Taiki, tuck 1, draw 1. Triggers U, tucks 1 to gain a memory. Digicrosses for 2 into Dracmon, doesn't trigger the effect. Triggers double Taiki to tuck 2 sources to reduce Evo cost by 2. Evo's into Arrestra for free. It gains rush, and then he can evo in a superior mode that I know he has to just swing for game. So I do scoop. So Solar does take game 1. By the way, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And if you're interested in my blue hybrid deck profile, the link will be in the pinned comment below. The only difference between that profile and this list is I switched out the 2 8-cost removal options for 2 merciful modes. All right, and I choose to go first for game 2. I hatch, evo into Madoki, play Davis. But I don't really want to see any of those cards anyway. The Bokomon maybe, but the rest of them are mediocre. So he hatches. Eva's in a Psychmon. Then crosses Dami for 3. Does hit the Taiki Kudo, sadly. Gets to play it for free. I think the Taiki is probably the best tamer in that deck. So he plays Clockmon for 4. Searches. Adds the Dracmon to hand. So I promote. Play Tommy, strip bottom source of Damimon, draw a card from Kyaramon. Play Sorenjo, give him 4. C promotes. Tucks a card under Taikikudo to draw. Solar confirms my Madoki Betamon does not gain me memory when he does that. And I explain, nope, that's just Mirage. He swings security with Clockmon, survives, checks some mental training though, thanks. Swings with Damimon, also survives. I do have the hybrid, I desperately needed one. Alright, so activates Taikikudo, tucks a source to reduce Evo by 1, Evo's into King version, triggers King version effect, plays U for free, plays Watchmaker for 3. Adds the U, and then he gets his choice of Omni Shout or Superior Mode. Adds the Omni Shout to hand. Then he plays U for 3. Then I gain 2 from Soren Joe. Hatch. Evo into Syakomon. I Evo into Korikaku for 2. Stun the Clockmon. Evo into Beowulf for 1. Pop Training, Evo into Mirage for 2. Bounce King version back to hand, gain 1 memory. I swing security, trigger Tommy to stun the Damimon. Survive the check, yay. And then I play Syakomon. And I mistakenly think that he has a memory setter, but he does not, so he actually should have 2 memory, but that's my bad. I'm the one that moved the memory gauge. Feels dumb, man. Let's hope that doesn't matter. I feel like it probably will. Alright, he triggers Taikikudo, draws a card. He has 6 cards, so I gain 1 memory. So he should actually be at 1 memory here. Sad. Alright, so he triggers 1U to gain a memory. And triggers the other one. Gain another memory. He should actually be at 3. Let's keep that in mind. I'm sure it matters. I'm just curious how it does. Triggers all 3. U, W, and Taiki tucks resources, reduces Evo cost by 3. Evo's into Superior Mode. Oh, he just does that at 4 sources. Evo's in Superior Mode for 4. So this would actually pass turn. So yep, it would matter. 100%. That misplay probably going to cost me the game. Trigger Superior Mode's effects is going to tuck my Mirage somewhere. Puts it underneath my Syakomon. Thankfully he can't attack because his Clockmon was still stunned by my Korikakumon. And the Damimon can't attack either because it's still stunned from Tommy. Then he crosses into Shoutmon for 3 and plays Suguru for free. I'm sad. I would have gone to 5 memory and he wouldn't have the memory setter on the field. Feels bad. Plays Tommy, strips bottom 3 of the Superior Mode. And then I draw 2 cards off my Kyaramons. I swing security with Syakomon, tap Soren Joe, and strip the bottom source of the Superior Mode. And he can block with the King version, and he chooses to. And then I Evo into Korikaku and stun his Superior Mode. And then he goes to 3 from an actual memory setter this time. Alright, he activates Taiki, tucks a card to draw a card. Tucks another source, gains memory under U. Alright, it activates Taiki Kudo and U to tuck 2 sources. Evos for the full 4 here. Cannot reduce because it's Yakumon. Does get to trigger Superior Mode, gets to target whatever he wants. And he tucks Korikaku under this Yakumon. Activates Watchmaker, gives an additional check. Swing security 10k, 2 checks, blows up this Yakumon. Does survive both checks. Does check a mental training. He goes into Psychmon and Raising. Then plays another Taiki to give me 3. And then it triggers end of turn, swings again. Then I go to 5 from Soren Joe. And I hatch. I Evo into Kumamon for 2, strip bottom source, and draw a card from Kyaramon. I Evo into Kumamon for 2, strip bottom source again. I pop Training. Evo into Zudo for 1, strip bottom 2 of the suspended Superior Mode, then bounce the unsuspended back to hand. And then Evo into Mirage for 4. Alright, so Solar draws for turn here, and then confirms with me I have no blockers, and then proceeds to do this. Promote Swing, Extend Handshake. Unfortunately for him, though, it is not game because of the addition of some cards we got in BT14. Shout out Bandai for interaction on your opponent's turn. And Solar's about to find out. So I give him a moment, and then Blast Evo into Zudo. Strip the source, bounce the Psychmon back to hand, and then gain some memory back from Mirage. Gain 1 memory back. And now he's missed the opportunity to trigger his U's and his Taikis to tuck sources. Didn't even unsuspend his stuff. So despite the fact that that does not just win me the game, that feels like I just won the game right there. That is such a good feeling. And it's funny because he definitely could have tucked sources and have played around that if he had just remembered. He plays Clockmon for 4. Adds the King version and the Gumdramon, then I go to 4 from Soren Joe. Funny enough, if I had another Mirage in hand, I'd actually be very close to lethaling him here. I can dig for one. So Evo into Korikaku. Evo into Madoki and Raising. Evo into Beowulf for 1. I swing security, trigger Beowulf, bounce the Clockmon back to hand, gain 2 memory from Mirage, 1 check, 7k, survive. Yeah, if I had another Mirage in hand, this would be game. So I Evo for 3 into Korikaku. Don't see what I needed. I was digging for Mirage. And also digging for a Zudomon Ace. There's a Zudo. So it's his turn at 4. He hatches. Now he knows I have a Zudomon in my hand, so I'm sure he'll play around it now. Triggers U, tucks a source, gains a memory. Triggers U, tucks a source, gains a memory. Now he has less cards in his hand for the Taiki Kudos. Triggers 1 Taiki Kudo. Has 8 cards in hand, so I gain 2 memory. Then tucks another one under Taiki, draws another card. He was into Gumdra and Raising. I would feel a lot more comfortable here if I had a Syakomon on the field. Alright, so he crosses Gumdramon for 2. Tucks a source to draw a card. Activates Overflowing Power. He's going to Evo into King version and activate W to reduce the cost by 2, so it'll be free. And triggers King version effects. Plays another Taiki Kudo. Crosses Gumdramon for 2. and then activates double Taiki Kudo to reduce Evo cost into Arrest Digimon, gains Rush, and then swing security for game. I cannot stop that with Zudamon. So Solar does take it 2-0, GG's. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.